Hi guys, welcome back to Fata Morgana. As you can see in the video, the text that is being displayed at the moment quite accurately summarises what we are going to be reading today. Stuff that is groundbreaking, stuff that is shocking, and in general, stuff that I never really expected would follow in this chapter, seeing the complete changed personality of Maria. And I'll tell you what I love about the change in Maria's personality. It's just done in a way that makes it feel, firstly, as if the past between them is explained. So then the lie that she is trying to maintain is explained, and obviously we have no idea about what her internal thoughts are, so we just really think that it's as if she hasn't changed. And it's eerie how much she trusts him. And then there's just the shocking moment of realization that everything we thought was real was fake, and obviously this person is the reason that everything has gone to shambles. Seriously, it's done so well, and I thought there is no way I'm missing a session today. No way. I mean, this is just one of the days where I think I absolutely have to read. I so want to know what happens next. Let's just read a little bit. Yeah, so seeing Tommaso and Maria as well. Yeah. She's so two-faced, it's unbelievable, and I really do wonder what her motives are. She's clearly trying to get Jacopo to murder his wife because she doesn't want to risk doing it herself. But why? What does her family have to gain from it, I wonder? But I think it's something along the lines of making it so that Jacopo's family has a really, really bad reputation, and it declines, and its influence also declines because of the fact that a person who was going to become the head of the family in the future is a murderer. Yeah. It's going to be a very interesting ending, this story, I think. Yeah, isn't it funny? You really don't care as long as the task at hand is done. It's so ironic. I think it's horrible that Maria is an absolute evil arsehole, but she is the voice of reason within this entire story. And I just hate that something like this is so ridiculous and hard to grasp. And I share her very feeling in realising just how surprising Jacopo's emotions are. And I hate that I have to side with this person because of it, in a way. Obviously, I don't support what she's doing. It's fucking wrong. There could not be something that's more wrong. But still, this. Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, poor Jacopo for being so stupid. Yeah, true. Well, it's both, really. And it's just sad that the white-haired girl was being manipulated so much without her knowledge. I don't blame her. Yeah, but that's interesting. The maid has been living for hundreds of years, and yet at the same time, she can't even recognise Maria's evil intent. That just shows how good she is. Like, Maria is at being evil. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Everything has drawn to a close. I don't like that. Interesting. Yeah. I suppose it was, yeah, but what is the... Yeah, that does make sense, yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of the maid narrates her own perspective of the story. Obviously, in the end, she knows what happened in the beginning and the truth about what happened in the beginning, but in the beginning, obviously, she didn't know, so she kind of narrates with the perspective that she had and her thoughts at the time of the setting, really. Yeah, and it's interesting that we need to understand the maid to properly understand what happens in the story, but yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, what's this? Oh. Oh god. Some very low frequency sound. Ah. God, so it's just very, very sorrowful, simple, quiet song that sounds like it's really, really mourning something. God, and she looks totally heartbroken, and this is the letter. I don't know what's happening to it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Even if Jacopo realised the true, facts behind this situation, I really do wonder if she would be able to have a relationship like they did in the past, because just simply because of the fact that Jacopo is a changed man, this paranoia of what has been happening with her and him being disgraced, and just the affair business as well, it's ruined him as a person. Even if he realised, which I don't think he ever will, I don't think they'd be able to return back to the wonderful days that they had. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Oh my god, it must be so awful because obviously she is talking with a completely innocent viewpoint and Maria must just be looking at this and laughing. And I just think it's so awful how she is, in whatever she is trying to do, she's not only ruining this person's life, but also she's totally faking a friendship. Yeah, it's never gonna happen. Let's be honest, this relationship is long past the turning point. Turning point? Sorry, I meant point of return. Oh my god. To be fair, I have been doing a lot of differentiation today. There's my excuse for that stupid error of words. Yeah. She will do anything. And I find it really interesting that even though he has been somebody who is very abusive in terms of the relationship and will not accept the fact that she has not had an affair because the evidence just seems too plentiful, she still wishes for all of this. She wishes for a person who was nice, like the beginning, Jacopo. And as a result of that, she will have her heart broken every single time because it's never going to happen. Never. She doesn't even care about how much she has been abused by him. It's just how desperate and sad she is. Not sad as in degenerative, I mean sad as in upset. Because sometimes people call each other sad when sad is kind of synonymous for degenerative, but yeah, not in this case. Yeah. Oh god, I don't even want to know. Of course she did. That's all she did. That is so horrible. And of course, he's probably so emotionally stricken from these letters, i.e. Jacopo, that he's not going to notice different handwriting just because he's not going to be in the state of mind to actually analyse the letter and to look carefully to spot a difference like that. No way. Bastard. Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's the worst thing. God, look at Jacopo and how grief-stricken he is. This is a letter to him, and that is the worst thing, that is the most evil thing. She must be laughing. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I know, and that's the most sick thing. Yeah, and I find it really interesting that with all of this, what was I going to say? I forgot. But no. What I find really interesting is the fact that the maid produces in the story parts where Maria shares her internal thoughts. So I suppose it's kind of an imagination. That Maria's internal personality is what the maid imagines her to be. It's not necessarily, we don't actually know whether that's what the true Maria, who was at that place at that time, thought internally. We don't know that. That's the horrible thing. It's just unbelievable. But if I'm going to be honest, I think it's really interesting. I'm actually starting to see sense a bit in what Jacopo is doing, because he's loved somebody. He clearly does love her. But then everything's been twisted so that it's believed that there's an affair. And let's be honest, Jacopo is a wreck of a human being. So, as a result of that, he just doesn't know how to deal with it. Yeah. He's talking about him. Oh my god, I know, and that's just the worst thing, because all of these things, they can conveniently be misinterpreted, and let's be honest, if there's anything too specific to their relationship, then just bin the letter. It's simple. I know, and he's just genuinely so angry. And I do find it interesting that he is an investor as well. He is somebody who is probably the top of his field. I mean, heck, why could he afford a mansion like this to live in? Of course, he is very, very talented and probably has a serious amount of influence. He's used to being at the top of things. He's not used to being disrespected and let down and mocked, if anything. And that's totally what's happening here, if you ask me. And that's probably, like, just another reason why he isn't finding this, why he's shaking so much. And it's affecting. Build on that idea. Build on that idea. And that could save everything. Seriously. Yeah, so why did the letter happen? Yeah, but Maria's too smart. True. You don't even realise why you were a pitiful man, though, that's the thing. On the inside, the bitch is probably laughing. Yeah, totally. I wonder what the maids think of her. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's a sadist. Totally. Yeah, I agree. It's sick. It is absolutely sick. No way. Looks like an X you'd see in maths. Rather than, well, looks more like a, I think people call it a cursive X? Let me just check. No, not at all. No, it's a different thing entirely. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. You are the intended recipient. Yeah, and the thing is, because he's become so scared about the love of his life falling from her, he's just totally become possessive, and he's made himself a wreck trying to force her by his side. She was always by his side. It's just Maria wasn't always there, and now she is. No, it wouldn't. Yep. True. She must be a proper psychopath. It just feels like it's really, really building up into the climax of the story. God, if only she did. This CG is really nice, can I just mention? Isn't it ironic to think about the fact that Jacopo is not allowing the love to get to him? Obviously the name of the person is different, but it kind of, if you think of Jacopo as the intended recipient, then it makes sense as well. Jacopo is not allowing the white-haired girl's love to get to the version of Jacopo that she loves, the version that made her stay here and endure all of this horrible, horrible torment. Fair. Yeah, exactly. He would never ever suspect anything. Yeah. Oh my god, I know. That's the troubling thing. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But the thing is, I mean, these things, they are just basic things that can be thought with just in a second. They can be thought, and an idea for these thoughts can come up. But at the same time, I mean, of course he's not going to think of it. He's a total wreck. And the thing is, he believes this so much. He has been shown evidence in his mind that this is the case, and the evidence is so convincing that it would be so hard to disprove what is there in front of him. So of course. They couldn't have, that's the answer. The evidence. It's Maria. Doubting her was easier. But you can't trust her now. Just because of all of the doubt that has been put in place and how convincing it is. If the doubt wasn't convincing, sure you could, but it is. And it's done very, very well. It's crafted very methodically. Well, if I'm going to be honest, I think if I was in his position, I would hear her out. Like Maria says, I totally agree. If this person was here, if this person was heard, and this person was listened to, and Jacopo, out of stress, didn't fully impose his view on her, with giving her such a little opportunity to speak, there could be a possible finding out of the possible reveal of the culprit there. But if you're in a state of mind like Jacopo's, it was only reasonable to say no to those questions. God, so it's really become something that's been a routine, and to think about the fact that she's had to have been locked in this dark shed for weeks. It's just sick. How somebody doesn't... I mean, no wonder she is becoming so, I suppose, bewitched with the idea of love. I mean, I'm sorry, but your life is ruined as a result of it, and secondly, you've got nothing else you can think of. Your every day is so uneventful that what is there to really think about? It must be boredom torture. You must go mad in a place like that. I mean, she even says she's used to being incarcerated, just because of how little freedom she feels as if she's had throughout her life. Interesting. Yeah. And then with the repetition of the letters, if Jacopo can't realise that some of them are repeated, it really shows that he's just not thinking. Yeah. And what's going to happen then? Because he believes that she is having an affair. I see, yeah. This seems like a letter that could be really, really specific to Jacopo. I bet you anything it's just going to be binned. Or burnt, probably. Probably burnt. Oh no, it wasn't? Okay. Oh, and isn't that interesting? This is so similar to everything that went on with Jacopo that he feels as if it's talking to him. Interesting. Jesus, to think, yeah. Yeah. So he couldn't go. Yeah, it's so hard to think about. I mean, of course, I suppose this is the worst thing. It doesn't even matter about her feelings. If it means she can marry into a family that has stable income and a family that can provide her shelter, then I suppose that's what will happen. Let's be honest, the only reason these people did it is the only reason the white-haired girl's family actually decided to make her Jacopo's husband is just simply because, well, I suppose because of the fact that it's a survival move, if anything, because everything was going into decline and they could have possibly had homelessness as a result of it. But yeah, the worst thing about arranged marriages is it doesn't even matter if you are having romantic relations with someone else at the time, because you have to prioritize your arranged marriage. You don't even have a choice, and that's the most horrible thing. Yeah, and it's just interesting that even though she would have had a romantic relationship, she could have possibly had one. He feels so sad that there was such a lack of honesty. I do wonder what would have happened if there was honesty involved, and let's say this was a scenario that had happened and she did tell Jacopo what was going on. Yeah, oh my god, I know. That's the worst thing, because you can just think, well, if you really, really accumulated the evidence, you would have been able to realise that this man is a bit too similar to you. It does though, seriously, these letters are poison just because of one changed name. Yeah. Exactly. I agree. Yeah. Because he trusts Maria, and that is the thing. He has no confidence. Fair. Yeah, that's reasonable. I mean, I suppose his... Yeah, that's actually really reasonable. Yeah, his pride of being the #1 investor who wants to gain superiority over everybody, and he wants to have so much control that he can influence nations and states and any place like that. He wants to be on top of everybody by achievement, and he wants to be the best. But at the same time, obviously, that means that if he is hurt like somebody who's at the bottom, then of course he's going to retaliate. It's just the opposite of what his ideal views are. That's interesting. Yeah, he doesn't have any confidence in himself, so as a result of that, he doesn't have confidence in other people. He just has No, if anything, his capabilities give him a false sense of confidence, and when that sense of confidence is actually needed, oh, it's not there. That's what I think's going on. Yeah. Oh my god, that's evil. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Oh god. Oh no, what's going on now? What is this? Looks very, very weird. Very ambiguous. Almost looks like a cave. In a way. Very odd location. Interesting. So Jacopo becomes the person who has a significant influence on the Berzati family, and I suppose then what happens as a result of that, the reason why he has, I suppose when the Whitehair was asking him why he wanted to become somebody who was really good at investing it so that he had enough money to be able to gain influence, and that influence would then give him a political advantage in the controlling of his own homeland and making it so that everybody within the homeland can have food security, and they can have, I suppose they can just have a stable life without conflict and invasion and, well, I suppose, death. It's interesting. So they probably live in a very, very unknown part of the world. Yeah, and it is interesting when you think about how horrible Maria is being. And you just see this. Yeah, so it's not really that surprising. Totally forced into this as well. Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ. You can just see the desperation of this father to stay in power. It's so wrong. But at the same time, let's be honest, they have a position of high authority. This is their life. This is their career. They need. And obviously this is their way of living. And they can't live with themselves if the purpose that they have been, well, the purpose of being the head family member has backfired, and their homeland is affected as a result of that. Yeah, God, look at how inhumane it is. Yeah, it's just, oh, you don't like this woman? Oh, let's just get another one. It's just as simple as that, isn't it? Oh, Jesus Christ. It's a total feral ground, really. It's a jungle. Yeah. Reputation really is authority. It must be so difficult being in a position like this. I would hate it myself. My God. I think anybody would be really detestable. Sorry, would find this really detestable. Yeah. And that's probably what's going to happen. And isn't it interesting that Jakobov's father is saying this? But obviously the affair is totally false, and it's not really. It's kind of secret between the two of them. Well, sorry, the three of them, Maria included. So it's just interesting that even though he probably should have killed her already, he hasn't. Just simply because of the fact that firstly he's too cowardly to do it, but secondly, and also he is not in a position to be ruling a family like this, let's be honest here. But yeah, he's too cowardly to do it, and also he's too much of a wreck of a person to be able to do it himself as well. Jesus Christ, it's just, oh yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's just push yourself to the top, make it so that you are the one who is superior no matter what it costs, even if it costs an innocent woman to die, basically. And isn't that disgusting though? So you can have an affair, oh, you can have all the affairs you like. If you don't like the woman, just fuck another one. But oh, if that woman then does an affair to you, something that's really bad, kill her. I mean, how ridiculous. But I mean, it's interesting, I suppose. Yeah, you always want to be the person who has superiority in the relationship, so if you have an affair, you do have superiority in a way, because the woman can't contest that. But if the woman has an affair, then that's a disrespectful action to their relationship, and as a result of that, she's above you. It's very ugly, this. It really is. Yeah. That's the worst thing. I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I think with the stress and the responsibility as well, do keep in mind that this person's rule could possibly impact an entire, well, mini little homeland. It's insane. Must be so difficult. And you can really see why he would be prone to stress and why he would not think about what is going on as much as he should. It's because of his awfully stressful lifestyle. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that's vivid. Yeah. Bit of a clusterfuck. But you can just see... you can just see all of these thoughts tormenting him. Because not only does he have so much responsibility, but if he fails in this, in a situation he's not equipped to deal with, everything falls down behind him and his father as well. Oh yeah. If you mess up your relationship with your dad, the person who has fucking raised you, and the person that you've probably been, well, I don't know, the person you've known all your life. Oh yeah, of course, that's also in complete vulnerability. It's insane. Yeah. Yeah. When will that be? It will be very soon at this rate. All of this is wrong. This shows the worst of human society, and I feel very sorry for him for being born into something like this. Holy fuck, it must be hard. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. You have no idea. Yeah, she's not a doctor, to be fair. God. probably very, very scared. Okay, that was not what I was expecting. Well, yeah, sure. Be descriptive. Maybe do something about it instead of vocalising it. What did he do? I wonder where. Maria's dad, possibly? I don't know. Totally. I don't even want to imagine how much does. I mean, blood flows a surprising amount, even from just a small little cut you can get. So of course that's the case. Yeah, but my god, I find it really interesting. Just this total business mentality that he's always had, just total war. And let's be honest, with competition, there is such a lack of humanity in some situations, especially this situation. I mean, you're literally forcing somebody's life to change and maybe even go into bankruptcy just for your own business. You put down and you ruin other people's lives just for your own. But it's interesting. This person has a grudge, but what's going to happen after? What's going to happen to the wife now? Because obviously Jacopo is totally dead. Maria doesn't really have any role. Is she going to be... I think she's going to be killed. I don't know. It's probably all going to end in death, let's be honest here. And then the maids are probably going to go because they've got no master to serve. God. So this is probably who sent Maria there. Isn't it interesting that he is very, very submissive? He doesn't have any confidence in the fact that he's got a stab wound. Are you gonna... I mean, he feels like he's very defeated by it. He's not going to go with every single chance that he has got and hold that fucking wound put his hands on the wound and totally press it down. He's not going to fight for his life whatsoever, is what I'm trying to say. World's turned white. What are we seeing now? Good, we don't have a cliffhanger, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I totally see that, yeah. What? You're telling me he's a murderer? I never would have thought somebody like Jacopo would have had it in him. Especially if he's so easily affected by... Well, let's be honest, all of these murders, they're probably done for his business and just to make a living. Well, it's not even to make a living at this point, no way. It's just so that he can be as good as possible and he can have as much, I suppose, superiority. Yeah. Yeah, look at this. That's why the affair. He would have the guts to murder, but this is why the thoughts of an affair struck him so much. God, that's interesting. Yeah, reasonable, because let's be honest, if people are in a relationship, they are in an equal standpoint. One person is the same as the other. It's not as if somebody is superior over the other. And I really do wonder how Jacopo could have possibly changed if there was no thought of an affair possibly happening. He could have. This love would have shown him what it's like for people to live equally rather than one person just towering over everybody else. And this is the worst thing. This mentality has been encouraged by, you will never guess what, his fucking father. Encouraged. Obviously, he's taken it out of context, but at the same time, if it wasn't for his father, he would not have this mentality. Let's be honest here. Yeah, and if I'm going to be honest, when I think of this statement, I think of that statement that really, really impacted me, I think. And it gave me a very good summary of what this person's character truly was. The statement where he was saying he will invest in the railroad company. He doesn't care if people die on the job, if people are overworked to it ruining their lives. He just cares if the project has a small time taken to be finished and a high rate of return for the investment and high profitability. That was all he cared about. So I can honestly see this, but I think had Maria not been involved, there would have been hope. I think there genuinely would have been. Who's talking, by the way? I really do wonder. Maria, probably. Ooh. Interesting that he's always been that way. Probably just people his age outcasting him because of the fact that he is in said family. Yeah. But this time she was actually an alright person and she was a genuine friend. God, I wonder what she would have thought as a child if she saw how she has taken this relationship out of context. Yeah. But I suppose as a result of this fear, he just wants to totally disprove people to make up for the fact that he could never disprove people when he was a child. I suppose because he was just totally... his life was destroyed by it. It's horrible. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Totally makes sense. Yeah, that's interesting. Just the constant proof that you have worth. Nobody does. And it's horrible to experience it. Yeah. The white-haired girl. Well, I mean, obviously, this is a man talking. You would have thought it would be sex-related. But no. That's not even what Jakobon means. Use her as a means of being able to get to the top. Now I'm really happy that they covered this. How the white-haired girl is going to potentially influence his emotions towards this whole challenge, really. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And it's horrible. It's not fair on her at all. Yeah. It's a nice CG as well. Very unusual. Very simplified. Yeah. Yeah. He has been shown love and happiness, which, let's be honest, has never been shown to him before. Yeah. Yeah, and that's really interesting. He was just totally entranced because this is originally just going to be somebody who he would use. Somebody who would not really have much significance or importance to him emotionally. But then I suppose he saw that this person was going through such a tough time. And she was being used and she was on the bottom of everything, I suppose. She didn't want to climb to the top because she couldn't. And rather, I suppose, she was happy and she smiled. Here. And I suppose it's just because of the fact that she's in a situation that Jacopo would have tried anything to get out of and would have done anything without any love or compassion to go into. That's why that's why he can relate to this so much, and the smile has so much impact on him as a person. Fair enough. That went well. God, he feels so sick. Oh God. She was there from the start, Maria was. Yeah, and you can really, really see just how much somebody like him would need love to be able to live the very difficult life that he has to. And it's just so fucking evil for Maria. Like, well, kind of adapting Jacopo's mindset, going to the top without any love or compassion, and as a result of that, obviously, ruining two people's lives as a result. It's just sad that Jacopo really, really needed this, but it's been cruelly taken away from him. Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Fair. Yeah, and it's interesting how the reason for him existing as a person, it really changes depending on what he finds. Because let's be honest, his life before was poisonous, and it was living a very, very unpleasant and inhumane mindset. So it's great just to see him actually find somebody. And it's funny just how his purpose for living really, really changes. Interesting. God damn, that's insane. So this white-haired girl, I see what he's done. He's under severe stress, and he's very, very unwell because he's wounded. He's unwell. He's got a fever, and as a result of that, yeah. This explanation of a fever is totally reasonable, but we've always seen the maid having very, very cold. Well, I mean, for example, when we held her hand at the beginning of the visual novel, her hand being really quite cold. That does make sense. Even if he didn't have a fever, even if he was at the normal body temperature, it would be very cold. But, yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, and she doesn't even realise what has happened. No, that genuinely happened. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Yeah, and that's the worst thing, because I suppose he's in a state of weakness, and he just lets what he truly wants to say, that obviously he wouldn't normally say, because he just doesn't have the ability to tell her. God, so this is before all of the affair-related things. He's still mistreating her just because of the fact that he can't honestly... Well, he can't treat her like... Oh, like a normal husband would treat a wife. Yeah, that's interesting. So I suppose that's kind of the reason why they have become distant in a way, because he just doesn't have the courage to tell somebody that he loves quite a lot that love is actually a thing that is happening between him. Sorry, a love that is a thing that is being given to him because of her. All as a result of her being there. Yeah. I see. So this was... Oh, no. This... I think this was actually before Marie. No, I don't know. I'm finding it very hard to tell. I think... This might give us... Oh, God. I don't like that the music's stopping. So, Jacopo dies. It's just a very odd structure. Why are we being shown this now? Why aren't we being shown this before Jacopo is... Sorry, why are we being shown this after Jacopo has been killed? Yeah, and I find that very, very interesting. Him conveying his feelings in a delirious state. Right. Oh, I get it now. So the wound is the stab wound. Okay. Oh my god, I got totally deceived. Because this was a past flashback, so I assumed that this was a past flashback as well. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, but my god, that's sick. That really, really is. I'm actually quite surprised he survived the stabbing, but yeah, it's really interesting that all of these things, he just says anything here, anything that his mind would want to say. And it's as if it's a dream, because the world isn't truly that simple. Yeah. Oh, God. She wouldn't, because she can't. You're stupid. Oh, God. I'm a bit scared. Oh, my God. The long transition as well. I don't want to look up. Oh, my God. What is it going to be? Oh, God. At the moment of the most suspense. It's an interval. Of course, yeah. God, what's the chapter name? Pacific Railroad. Interesting. Not what I was expecting, if I'm going to be honest. Several months, Jesus Christ. fair enough. Oh my god, she's still stuck in the shed. Bitch. Yeah, it's inevitable. I hate this person. I mean, my god. You were seeing a person. No, you have caused all of this, and you were caused some harmless, good person. It's just descending into madness because of you. And it's all provoked by her. Yes, he is. He's going to read everything. I see. Divorce rather than murder. That's what she wants. File for divorce. But maybe the decision to file for divorce will result in murder. And she is still insisting on this idea months later, and that is the vivid thing. And that really just shows how little else she has to live for, but also just how captivated she was. It's ridiculous. Something I never imagined was possible. I think you should be saying this to a different woman. Saying this to nobody at all. Yeah, because of Maria, you will never have... Your faith will never be able to become reality. Yeah, and that's the worst thing. I so hope Maria's found out. God. That is actually true. That's not, though. Not true, not true. He wants the woman of his dreams to return. And isn't it interesting that the second they have been isolated from each other in different buildings, the white-haired girl has been getting comments that are more and more ridiculous about the situation from Maria. I think that's quite a significant detail. You're awful. Yeah, and there's nobody as impure and disgusting as you. That's sick. Yes, he did. At first, sure, but now that's not true at all. Yeah. Yeah, you fight back. Fuck off. Disagree. I totally disagree. This is something that he is interested in, something that he finds really, really important and something that he enjoys. So this, in a way, is an even better gift than some sort of metal or some sort of cliched gift, because it's unique, it shows individuality, and it shows, if anything, it's just a peek into his soul, rather than just the commonplace gift. It may even be better, especially considering he had the photography store owner make this item. Oh, Jesus, this is horrible. Because the thing is, she's just not even... I think she's just so depressed and she's just so hopeless. She's just clinging onto a hope that is just becoming more and more unlikely. It's all because of this horrible woman. But as a result of that, she will believe this more and more. Fuck off. No, that's the last thing you want to be doing. Yeah, interesting. But the thing is, that dedication could actually be beginning to go into the phase in which it's broken. Yeah, I'll see that when I believe. Oh, no. I actually believe this. I think this is true. Because part of her wants to see what would happen if Jakobon murdered her, I think. But Jesus Christ, man. What happened to make her feel like this? What's at the end, huh? Gonna elaborate? Fuck off. Like, actually, fuck off. She is best getting a divorce at this rate. It would probably be better for both of them. Yeah. Yeah. You're just encouraging the psychological torment of this poor person. Oh God, I don't think that's a very good thing. God. It is just unwavering dedication in a sense. I mean, you have learned from Maria about how he has abused you, or how he has mocked you, threatened you, and well, no, I suppose mocked her in the sense that she's done all this work for writing a letter and he hasn't even read it. He's burnt them, if anything, mocking her efforts, and also all of the stuff that she's experienced firsthand, like the abuse as well. And yet she still wants to look after him. And I think at the point here, she is very, very depressed, very awful. Sorry, awful mental state, obviously. And she's just kind of submitted to it. This is the only possible way out, no matter how hopeless it is, so she'll cling to it with everything she's got. But it doesn't help that Maria's manipulating her to make her think like this as well. Agreed. Yeah, that's kind of what I was alluding to just there. I didn't really want to use the word obsession. It is a bit... No, it's totally reasonable. It is totally reasonable, actually. This story is not kind. It is the story that is the least kind. Of course. I should use brutal words like that. Yeah, yeah, totally. She's probably really quite underweight. Yeah, and isn't it funny that Maria is never mentioning any of this? You can see how this person is descending into death, basically. Oh, and you're still encouraging it. Oh, don't get a divorce. Don't get a divorce. I want to see what happens if you don't. Maybe he will be able to reciprocate your feeling. Fuck off. That's all I can say to that, seriously. God, no. Yeah. It's exactly what has been done for the white-haired girl. Yeah, it applies to every human being. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. We are all human. We all have said emotions, and it is interesting. Yeah. Still the Pacific Railroad. Yeah. It's because she is. Says you. Well, you don't really look like an angel, but still, you get what I mean. Yeah, and isn't it interesting that she's totally trying to provoke Jacopo? And I just find it so surprising. What she is doing is, when she begins the manipulation, she's talking reasonably. And then she gradually says things that are more and more unreasonable. And how much nonsense she says, it always increases. Oh, somebody's gonna benefit. Yes, it is. What about the smile then? Please, please, please remember the smile. So, there's a discrepancy though. The smile. Remember that, please. Look, I actually beg you. No, she didn't. How horrible. She is really the most disgusting person. What a subtle way of bullying him. So that's not what she wants, okay. No violence, just the divorce. So she wants the Berzati family to have less superiority because of the name that they are fighting within. Sorry, the noble name that they are now operating under. Well, not under, but with. So I'd assume that the Campanellas probably have connection with the Berzatis to a certain extent, and they are kind of interdependent, so that's why she doesn't want any murder. Do you know what I think would be easier for him? Killing her. I'm being serious, she really deserves it, but I don't think he'd be able to do it. He wouldn't be able to find out. No, actually, he has the most potential to find out here. Think about the smile. That's all he needs to do. Maybe she's teasing the idea of a divorce, and she does actually want them to everything to end in violence and murder. I don't know. Oh my god. And for this bitch to be hearing this, and just to be hearing the words that completely tear apart her plan. Oh, fuck you, Maria. Seriously, fuck you. Oh my god, that's so good. You can never talk him out of this. Good. Oh, this is filled with hope. Because somebody might get exposed. But with somebody with as much manipulation related skill as possible, I wouldn't be surprised if she'd murder on last resort. I wouldn't be surprised if she murdered if she was found out, basically. So I don't know what could happen. No matter what happens, it's ending in blood. Exactly. Oh, God. Piss off. Piss off. You won't when you realise. Oh my god, this is going to be so exciting. But, yeah. What's really interesting about all of this is, the fact that he's not doing this. Well, he doesn't think that the white-haired girl is somebody who he can trust. He just thinks of her. He loves her, of course, because he's drunk in it. But that drunkenness now is his best friend. Because this drunkenness, if he didn't have it, he would never ever have the potential to realise what Maria is doing. Yeah. Oh god, I hope this goes well, man, I really do. They could have a future together, possibly. What an ironic line. Yeah. So they must solve it together. Because he's tired of doing solution, being unable to talk to her, being unable to find any solutions, and being unable to solve it. And I find it interesting that we've been learning about his past and the mentality of killing, and just how the white-haired girl was somebody who put a stop to that. And he's just kind of thinking about how all of these instincts with a lack of humanity attached to them that he has learnt from his family, they're all being disproven. And the white-haired girl has taught her in a way. He's kind of reflecting on this now, that those instincts are not a way to live. And now he's finally able to see that, and he's going to be able to hopefully solve it in a civil manner. To be fair, that is actually true. Oh, it wouldn't look very good on you, would it? She doesn't want them dead for some reason, I don't know why. But the only thing is, she did ask the white-haired girl to keep on hoping, rather than for filing a divorce. But she's never really suggested to... She has suggested to get a divorce, but I suppose Jacopo refused himself rather than giving in to her. So I suppose she's always not wanted a divorce, rather she's wanted one of them to die. And Jacopo's good reputation, or at least reputation, to totally plummet downhill. We don't actually know if his reputation is good or not. I'd assume it is. Yeah. You think that, man. You continue thinking that. Please. I actually beg you. It did take him far too long to realise the simple solution. Yeah, I suppose so. Trying to find your resolve to... Is Maria going to kill him now? Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought that silence could have been an indication. The second we will see the true Maria, we're going to see her ugly true self. The sprite for that character, we're going to see that replace this Maria, I think. Oh, you can fuck off. Oh my god, that's sick! I get what she's trying to do. So it's saying, I'm not talking to you because I actually wanted to make up with you. No. No, 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 no. No. Yeah, just make her look disinterested. Make him look disinterested. No. Oh my god, that's so poisonous. So, yeah, this is just... give her an indication of the love of money rather than the love of her. I suppose so. That's reasonable. Yeah. You're being an idiot, Maria, because you are making him aspire. Making Jacopo kind of strengthen his hope in this relationship if it ever was able to happen. Something like this. Just such a natural thought like this. It will demonstrate passion for her. Oh, now we're probably going to see her thoughts. Knew it, knew it, knew it, knew it, knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, God, this is going to be interesting. They are, I won't deny that. To be honest, I think this actually has hope to go in a manner that's different from her expectations now. Yeah, but that's the thing. You might have made your biggest mistake. And that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. I mean, I can just see how little respect you have. Yeah, totally. No, it isn't. Yeah, you are fucked. Oh. Oh God, I don't like that. Yeah, she's going to prevent it probably. What did he do to her? I wonder. Yeah, fair enough. She is seriously selfish. She doesn't care about anybody else. True. Well, what if rats get into the house or decomposers? I wonder if they could go in the cellar and somehow. Well, I know that'd be a worst case scenario, but yeah. You don't want rats near where possible. Well, I don't know, just where things could be stored. You don't want rats full stop. True. Well, she can obviously endure it, it's just that it's convenient for her if she doesn't. If she doesn't get said tongue lashing. God, look at the environment and how unpleasant it looks. Looks like just the right place for her, to be honest. Yeah. Good. Fitting place for somebody like you. Who the fuck is in the cellar? You know shit is getting weird when even Maria doesn't know. Yeah. No wonder. The maid will get a telling off. Yep, looks like she missed that in her once over. Fair. Oh, so I'm assuming people were doing their jobs really badly, as well as forgetting to clean areas and just praying it falls on the next person who will survey the area. Well, I suppose praying the person who surveys the area forgets to do the cellar conveniently. Who carved something into the floor? It's gotta have meaning. Because surely if you can carve something into the floor, you've got to have some sort of really sharp object on you. So maybe, I don't know. I just don't really see why a cleaner. Let's be honest, cleaners and maids are the only people who go down here. So unless there's a murderer among them, which I don't really get why there would be. Maybe that could allude to some sort of suspicious reason behind this. Okay. Interesting. So evidence for just how old this mansion is. But it's interesting that the mansion was, quote unquote, built here in the New World. Is there like a time period for when exactly the New World is, or is this just a made-up time period? Oh, right, okay, so it is a real one. So the early 16th century. Oh, okay, right. Right. Never mind then. Interesting. We've always heard stuff about there being rumours of witches in particularly episode 1. That's so weird. What? Yes, you did. How weird. It's probably... Yeah, seems way too old for its time. Agreed. Yeah, no wonder people say this house is so weird. An oddly old painting of a person that you know in the present. So why is it really old and faded then? Because a painting, I don't think a painting would have been worn and faded within one of the first years of its creation. Doesn't add up, does it? If you ask me, at least. Oh god. The biggest scene in the chapter, if you ask me. God, I'm so excited. Seriously, tomorrow. Oh, I can't read until Sunday. Oh, it's going to be something to really, really look forward to, though. Seriously. My god. Oh, this visual novel is becoming so, so exciting. I liked everything that we saw today, and I really, really liked the valuable perspectives we were getting on Jakob's character, and also just the additional perspective on his family life, his context, and also just how everything's progressing, and the fact that both of them have obsessions. Also the interest on what's going to happen. The white-haired girl said that this was not going to end well no matter what happened, so why? Why is that the case? Why is that something that she said? And I suppose there's also just the question of what was seen in that mansion. That's going to be really exciting. Was it the memoir that we had? Coincidentally, we actually have it here. I'm just curious about something. Because I swear there was mention of the witch. I think there was mention of whoever Morgana was. But I swear that person was the witch. God, yeah, that scene was so weird. The spiral scene. So the witch is Morgana. Interesting. So whoever Morgana is, maybe she was there, I don't know. Maybe she was there in one of the first generations of the house, and I don't know, she was somebody who was really ostracized as a result of that. People called her a witch, or maybe she does genuinely have powers of the supernatural. I mean, we've seen impossible. We've seen a lot of the impossible. Firstly, the fact that the maid is so young and that she's experienced everything. Secondly, the fact that the white-haired girl is reincarnating literally every chapter. And yeah, very, very unusual stuff. I like that. That was weird. Nice little images you can conjure up in your mind as well while reading. Anyway, I'll go now, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. I'm really fucking excited for next time.